When you hear the phrase, the perfect shoe, what comes to mind? Is it the latest trend, the best looking shoes, retros, or something that just has form, fit, and comfort? Well, that last set, that's what I buy shoes by. They gotta be comfortable. They gotta fit for the job that I have for them to do. They don't necessarily need to be name brand, but I'm willing to try everything out. And that brings me to my review of these shoes. The Witten, I think they're called Witten or Wit, you know, it's missing some letters. I don't know. Maybe it costs more to put those letters on. But these are the new shoes that I'm trying out. In the last week, I've walked about 100 miles in them. So now I feel like I can give them a fair shot when it comes to reviewing them. So I'm coming in from the Ultra Escalante 4s, and that was my first introduction to a barefoot shoe. And of course, I put a little over almost 2,000 miles on my last pair. I got a lot of use out of them, and I was ready for a new pair. So I went to Amazon because I needed them before my next event started last week. And I got an advertisement for these Witten or Whiten shoes. I'm going to figure out how to say it. I got an advertisement for these that popped up, and they were like $42. So I figured, well, for 42 bucks, it's worth giving it a shot. Most good running shoes that I've bought are $130 to $160 a pair. So I figured at 30 to 25 to 30% of the cost, I could try these shoes out. If they don't work out, it's not that big of a deal. And if they do work out, now I can get 3 to 4 pairs of shoes for the price of one. So far, in this first 100 miles, they've held up really well. The build quality seems pretty good. They don't seem to be coming apart or the sole peeling or anything. And 100 miles isn't a ton of miles in a pair of shoes, but typically, depending on the soles, a pair of shoes will last 500 to 600 miles. That's why I was so surprised to get so much out of my Ultras. Now, I did pick up a pair of Ultra Timp hiking shoes, which I'll be using out in the mountains pretty soon. But these for everyday use, I think they've been pretty great. They're comfortable to stand in all day. As far as getting my morning walk in and also being able to go to the event and be on my feet for 10 to 12 hours after walking, a shoe has to be pretty decent, and these seem to have held up. I also like the wide toe box that they have, and my feet have a good amount of space to move around in them, which is nice. I have felt a bit restricted with different pairs of shoes just because the toe box isn't that wide. So on longer distances, that makes it a little tough on your feet, comfort-wise. And that's one of the things we are on all day long, our feet. So if you are thinking about this brand, check them out on Amazon. When you get your shoes, they don't come in a fancy box. They come shrink wrapped. I'm sure it's to save on materials, and they pass that savings on to you. And by the way, I am in no way affiliated with this company. Otherwise, I'd probably be able to say their name right. But think outside the box when it comes to buying shoes for a purpose, because maybe you could save a few bucks and also get the same experience or a similar experience that you might get spending 3 or 4 times as much. Well, that's it for this review. And when I get a new pair to try out, I'll be back. Bye for now.